Nigerian, they bear Nigerian names. Some of them even speak the Nigerian languages that they were raised with. Some of them very readily identify with Nigeria. Now, in Colorado Springs, in Colorado, that's in the United States, a Nigerian immigrant, Yemi Mobolade, was sworn in on the 6th of June this year. 6th of June this year as mayor of Colorado Springs, the second largest city in the western U.S. state of Colorado. Mayor. Fine, it's not governor, right? It's not like the governor of the state, but it's like your councillor, and we have a mayor of Port Harcourt, if I'm not mistaken, right? And it's a big deal because, once again, he's a Nigerian immigrant in the U.S. And a lot of you know, was that not during COVID, right? Yeah, during the COVID lockdowns across the globe back then in 2020. Some of you will remember this, when that very interesting report showed that the most educated immigrant population in the U.S. is Nigerian. Most Nigerians go beyond high school, secondary school, up to the tertiary levels, right? In fact, in this country, just having a BSc is not enough. Particularly if you are abroad these days, it's not enough. You must have some MSc or some certification. Nigerians are pretty educated, very well educated. But this is where our conversation is hinged upon this jolly morning. You see, a lot of people, some of you who are listening to us right now, listen to me, have your JAPA papers ready. Some of you have not told your neighbor, and by the end of this month, you would leave. Some of you left last month, 6 months ago, and you're already, trying to make way, doing great things. I got to find out at the start of this month of a young man in Warri whose mother had to sell her land, and then took a loan of getting close to about 8 or 10 million naira, if I'm not mistaken, so that this young man could travel abroad. This was last year. Now, as we speak, as of October of this year, this man in a year had paid off 60% of the money that borrowed to send abroad. He had paid 60%, and I think only about 2 million naira is left to be paid. And he is optimistic that he will be able to pay that money by the end of this year. Right? It's a great, fantabulous story, like we like to say in this country. Fantabulous. Great story. But it's got me thinking. If you remember, during the electioneering period, when the aspirants from all over were going all over the place, even going to visit neighbors and frenemies outside the country, Nigerians in diaspora, that's what I like to call them, Nigerians who are abroad, had a lot to say. This morning, I have to ask this question. We know some of you are very successful. Some of the wealthiest men I've met in my lifetime are Nigerians because, hey, I am Nigerian. I've visited some very lovely homes in this country. Rich people, no, wealthy people. And I have to ask, why are Nigerians so successful in foreign countries? Now, the stats don't say every Nigerian. But Nigerians who are abroad, those of you who have been following social media recently, who are abroad, who are complaining, it's noisy, emotional, this. Some Nigerians are actually abroad, maybe some who went illegally, and some who went legally. Some of them are abroad, and it's been one hell of a ride. And it's not just Nigerians. There are arguments for and against the relocation trend right now. It's not going to stop. But if you look at the numbers, even if the person is not a millionaire, the fact that the person went abroad, right, and got a degree that people didn't think that person could get, you ask yourself, why exactly are they so successful abroad? Finally, in my time in university, we had one of those students who left this lovely Uniport back then, and this guy had carryovers upon carryovers. He was troubled. only for us to hear 5 years later, he was done with his MSc. He didn't just finish his MSc, ladies and gentlemen. He was in the top 3 of his class. Top 3 of his class. This was the same person that was struggling with E7 and F9 in Uniport. He was top 3 in his class. So, on this Pokey Talk station, I have to ask, why, oh why, are some Nigerians so successful outside the shores of this country? It doesn't make sense to me. Why? Is it the air that they breathe? Is it the sun? Is the sun too hot? What exactly? Those who are successful here, right, and those who are successful outside Nigeria, what exactly differentiates them?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
As always, turn down the volume of your radio set, refrain from making derogatory or defamatory comments, and please do not make unsubstantiated and unverified claims. Thank you very much. Numbers to call: 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. It's a call screener. Just drop your name and your location, and we get to have you join us in our conversation. WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. Now, let's read this message now. The mayor is equivalent of local government chairman. Thank you very much for that. This one says, Jude, the truth is there's a big problem with our society here when it comes to success. If you're not in the same camp of people who want you to succeed, you will fail. But over there, everybody wants you to succeed. I disagree, please. Frank, I disagree. Because in the same Western countries, in the same Obodo, you have people who want to bring you down. Yes, let me say it in the Benin way. They want to bring you down. Ken in Ubumini, good morning to you. Good morning. Oh, Ken, that line's not clear. Please call us back. Valentine is on NTA Road. Valentine, good morning.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, Valentine.
Okay, I think the problem we are having in our country is our system. We have a very poor system. Over there in abroad, it's easier for somebody to strive and succeed. And you know, Nigeria here is a country where we are used to struggle and hardship. So when someone who is struggling here gets over there, and he discovered that there you don't need to really struggle. You see the person putting the same energy he using surviving here in Nigeria over there.
You sure about that?
You see the person making good results over there. So they have a workable system that is our own here is suffocating.
Is it really suffocating? Now, I know someone who just relocated in the past, 8 months or just under a year right now, and the person is struggling. The person is making close to £600, right? A month. Can't save.
Customer, I don't see anything on top this market. Waiting again. As I see better.
Why do Nigerians seemingly get a foothold away from the country? Is something not right, or is something inherently wrong with the people? It might not just be the place, it might be with the people. I don't know. But you've heard of stories of Nigerians picking up award after awards all over the place, sometimes even rising to the very top of their profession. Now, joining me via telephone is Mrs. Linda. Mrs. Linda is speaking to us from outside the country. Good morning to you, and can you hear us, please? Oh dear, we seem to have had a disconnection. All right, we'll get back to Linda shortly, but don't forget, you can send us your messages to 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. All right, that's where you send us your messages, and we'd love to have you join us in our conversation this morning at Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. Linda, can you hear us, please? Oh dear. It seems to be a bit of a network challenge this morning, but we'll get back to you. Listen to us right here. Well, Zion is in GRA. Michael and Ken all standing by. Go ahead, Zion.
The day you were born here in Nigeria, after 24 hours, your genes, everything have been reprogrammed for hardship.
Hardship
training. There is no weather we place in Nigeria, it will not survive. Look at average students in the one. You are bound to offer about 12 courses. I stand to be corrected. Year one in Nigeria. But in America, it's only 5 courses. Year 1, 5. But here in Nigeria, 12. Even above. So what do you expect? Greatness.
Really? How come they're not great in Nigeria?
Money. No, it is because we have not harnessed the potential. Here, the provisions are there. You and I can read under odd song. We will read. Even when the generators are blasting up, we are still reading there. American outsiders. Even as we are in the school, we are reading, studying one course, they are thinking with another brain. Where am I going to get the next textbook? Does my coursemate have that book? And you are reading one. But there, the books are already at the shelves. So you tell me, we are just being stifled by the kind of people we have. I have a one-time conversation with a friend, but I'm not now my very good friend. And that's something. He said, look, Nigerians are the most educated people in the world.
Fine, but Zion, once again, how does that make it possible that they're not succeeding very well in Nigeria? Michael and Ken. Hello, Michael. In Borokri, go on, please.
The answer to your question is very simple now. You two asking the question, you know the answer very well.
I'm not sure I do.
I'm sure you do. I put it to you that I'm sure you.
Okay.
Is that Mr. Zion has said it before you went on break? One other man said it. The systems here are not working.
Is it the system?
They are not working. That is the problem. Yes. See, let me give you an example. I have a friend whose mother roasted plantain. They do bole. This boy, his name is Desmond. The boy is a genius. It doesn't. See, we read. We use lantern to read. We use candle to read under the candle light. Like the system. You went to any portal. You know how the class is here at night. No light. You use candle. I'm going to lit one candle. It will melt. You put it down on top, and the person would go and write the exam. What the person would you wrote GS100 under the time of Dr. Oku, professor.
Yes, yes.
No matter how you read your GS100, Oku would never give you a B. The highest at that time was a C. Until that man was removed and people started getting D in GS100. The system, but the same person would go to Cambridge and write English language, or those British, those Cambridge, those English, and the person would do well. So we have a lot of sadists in this country.
Sadists?
They have people, yes, they don't want to succeed. I'm telling you. Now, imagine that person who was failing, having health in courses here, went abroad and did masters and did well in the top 5 of that.
Top 3, actually. Top 3.
Top 3. So can you see the systems here are built to frustrate some people? I'm telling you the truth.
Ken in Ubumini. Ken, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, please.
See, we are talking about successful Nigerians in diaspora, right?
Yes.
You see, I can not only direct my own perspective in terms of education. We're talking about being successful. That you go for education or you go for hustling. Based on your narrative, that somebody's mother took loan, sold land, and sent his son that way, and then tried to meet up the target, remaining 200,000 naira.
2 million, actually.
Imagine, 2 million, sorry. Imagine in Nigeria here, where you will work 7 to 7 with ordinary 20,000 naira per month. Imagine the lightness. Why in diaspora, they work per hour. They work every 4 hours, every 3 hours, as the case may be. Considering our own currency here. So if I should go to America or any of the Western country to work 6 to 6 or 7 to 7, I know how much I will make.
But then again, you're talking about the exchange rate and the quality. People over there are still struggling. Hello. Hello, Linda. Good morning. Hello, Linda. Oh dear. Hello, Linda. Can you hear us? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, all right. So that was Linda. Linda's actually calling from the Obodo abroad. All right, and we really want to get to hear why she thinks that's the scenario in this part of the world. Now on WhatsApp. 00903064116. Jude, good morning. Here in Nigeria, we control the system, but overseas, the system controls them. That's the answer. Isaiah with that comment. Good morning, Jude. The same job, discipline, tenacity the Nigerians who have migrated are doing on a daily basis in Canada, the UK, the US, Australia, etc. If they do the same thing in Nigeria, they will be like you and I who are not politicians. No one is successful in Nigeria except you cut corners. Nigeria air is suffocating. We are just managing to breathe. Interesting. Everybody's destiny is different, so success is a subjective term. I agree with that. Now, for those of us who succeeded abroad, it's because we were ruthlessly focused. Jude, I went to the UK and got to the top of my class in 2 weeks. I was stunned because I was failing in Nigeria, and I went in second term, meaning I beat everybody who was there a full term before me. I unapologetically watched the company I kept and the places I went. Yes, I went clubbing a few times. Whenever I saw the opportunity, I was unashamed about learning every stuff like certain social grades I wasn't exposed to in Nigeria. Hey, so learn. All right, Linda's back. Oh, Linda. Hello, Linda. Can you hear us? Oh dear, I really want to speak to you. Hello, Linda. Can you hear us? Good morning. Hello, Linda. Oh dear. Oh dear, apologies. All right. We have on the person from the case. The cost system of all the problems that we have. How do we pay tax in Nigeria and also working over here? We pay to see the working. So there's motivation if you don't have anything to continue work harder. All right, government because I call it whereby some of you know for this dead who has no idea all this is your person, his boy or relative, but overseas things are on that until the leadership continue to realize this. From Valentine, I still disagree. Well, you guys think that nepotism is peculiar to only Nigeria? Have you heard of racism before? Have you heard of segregation before? It has nothing to do with your skin color. It has nothing to do with your skin. Somebody said Nigeria is happening to Linda. You know what? I'm going to make it we are going to find a way to get to speak to Linda this morning. One way or the other, Crook or Wayo, one of them. 90.3, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, please.
Yeah, this is Mr.
Welcome, Court.
Do you know the story of the young Thomas Edison?
I'm sorry.
The school. Hello?
Could you repeat that, please?
Hello?
Could you repeat that, please?
Do you know the story of young Thomas Edison?
No, I don't think I do.
Yeah, Thomas Edison.
Oh, Thomas Edison, yes, I do. Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I do. I do know the story.
Yeah, Thomas Edison was a child, the dullest student in that school, who the school considered as a mentally somebody that cannot learn. But the mother took the challenge and teach the guy in a way that he can be able to learn. But later, Thomas Edison succeeded, become one of the greatest inventors. But this is somebody they say this man cannot know anything in his life. But he saw another different teaching from his mother. So Nigeria will have very tough way to learn. But when you go outside here, you will see different way of learning. If I say, which Obi, is he a boy or a girl? Somebody say Obi is a boy. The other person say Obi is a boy. Don't so that person will see no Obi is a boy. But this grammar, they can consider what I think that I
All right, thank you very much. Okay, all right. Let's get here. More messages coming through. For the sake of Nigeria, I tell Linda to call the number. I just bend the rules for Linda today. But okay, all right. But that's the number that we use actually. All right. They have a good working and transparent system than we do, with minimal or no corruption. Mr. Ayo from Transamadi. All right, good morning. Most people are successful because they don't need to let themselves down there. They don't want to come back with nothing. Moreover, the currency there is bigger than ours to contribute to it. Mercury. But once again, it's not just about currency. The exchange rate between the pound and the Japanese yen is quite much. It's not like it's 1 to 1 or 1 to 10. It's a very hefty number. The same thing, almost it's not as hefty as 1,200 naira to a pound, but you know what I mean. The same thing with the Chinese yuan. All right, it's not 1 to 1 as it is, but they stay in China. There are more Chinese in China than anywhere else, right? There are more. So how come a Nigerian, and this is the part that always befuddles me, right? That you would get to see these posts. Oh, a Nigerian has just topped so and so record. A Nigerian is now the governor-elect of so and so place. I was even shocked to find out that there was a Nigerian councillor in a German city, in a German town. Can you believe that? In Germany, a Nigerian rose up the rank and ran for elections and won. But some of you here will pick when someone says, "Oh, this member who cannot come and become a councillor here. No, he cannot come and become governor here. No, cannot come and become this here. Can't be." But you will put up your hands and say, "Up, Nigerians, we are great." So you need to ask yourself, and I'm sorry, this conversation is not going to do justice to what exactly, is It is. I don't know. I truly don't know. Facebook and Twitter at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH, right, is where you find us. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us this morning. Let's get to that platform. Let's start with Facebook first and foremost. Let's get to see what's going on Facebook. You should be following regularly. That's where you get all the details, all the conversations. Follow the gist, as it were, on 92.3 Nigeria Info. All right, once again, at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on those platforms. That will be Facebook and on X. X is Twitter, by the way, just in case you didn't know. All right, so on Facebook, Kinso Baba says, in abroad, we have a systemic desensitization of doing things. Systemic desensitization. I like that word, though. I'm trying to understand how that helps. A systemic desensitization. Okay. Kashmir Udozo says, Jude, Nigerian can't allow you to breathe ordinary fresh air. Not to talk of good road or steady power supply. Is it the same Nigeria that we know? Really? Okay. I'll just take your word for it. Magnus on Facebook says, good morning, Jude. One of the simple reasons that the environment is conducive for business to thrive abroad. Really? I just told you guys that I know someone who's relocated, all right? And the person is struggling. And I mean struggling. The person is struggling to pay bills. The person works. The person is not sitting down there and folding his hands. The person is working. The person says, Jude, I make about £600, right? By the time the money comes, I pay power bill, I pay water bills. How many of you pay water bills, right? I pay council tax, right? I have to buy my card for my transportation because it's cheaper. I don't have a car yet, okay? And after I pay all those things, I go and buy some groceries. The groceries I buy is just enough for me to be eating noodles and eggs just so I can manage, right? And then by the time I'm done, if I get to see £20 in my pocket, I'll praise God. There is nobody to call home and say, bros, have fun. If you give me like that, like 20K. You know how people call, you know how your friends call. I call my brothers, I call my family, they call me, Omo, how far, but it don't read though. I'd be lying if I say everybody here is evil or no, that's not it. But over there, you can. Oh, sorry, over here, you can call. So how come, they're doing better, but over here, it seems that like people are not. And there are a lot of successful people around. Are they not? Anyway, what do I know? Messages now. 0809-030-6416. Good morning. Nigeria is too difficult to survive because to run a business, you provide yourself power and all of that. But overseas, you will focus on your business without thinking of how to buy fuel, gas, bad roads, etc. I've been doing automation designs and installations here, but it's been very difficult to make gains. Any day I leave this country, you will see how things will change. Wow. That's some IK. So maybe what one of the callers, listeners made mention said, it's true. Maybe it's a destiny thing. I don't know. But it's very curious. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll be visiting this conversation again, hopefully soon, and get more views on the said subject matter. Don't worry, news coming up your way, and after that, sunny side of conversations. Good day.
Nigeria Info.